Extremely good morning, a warm good morning on a cold day. Mr. Tanmay has given the background, and my friend speakers who are on the dais from different walks of life with different experiences, lot of work they have to transmit. I would like to hear mention before I go ahead that what impressed me in ICT and from where we got the ideas in day-to-day life is this creature which I am showing it here. You know, dogs are of three kinds. One is a guiding dog, which was seen in the foreign countries when they guide the blind people also across the streets. So the same dogs, unlike the Indians. The one is the barking, which we call the watchdog function, making alarms, making timely updates, informing you on the right time, the visitors. And the action mode is the hunting one. Then what? We don't have soapicious dogs to be kept at home. If there is a need for an action, we need to have this kind of animals, creatures at home to be put into action. If you make a sum total of all these functions and what we want to achieve, I believe it is the ICT is ultimately going to guide us through this sharing, through pre-training, keeping the watchdog functions alive, and at the same time, we should be able to take actions, interventions, see to it that strategies are made whenever there are blocks, whenever there are kind of hindrances, or if there is a need for taking more drastic actions because of non-performance, to see that the corporate governance is also through, or some kind of preventive action is to be taken, or some punitive actions are to be taken. So all these functions are to be done, and ultimately it is done through the use of what we call out-of-box solutions, innovations, thinking, and shooting the problem. You just don't digest a problem. So I come to the second one, and that is the difference between the donkey and the horse. The donkey digests the problem. He allows it to remain as it is. But the horse jumps the cliff, shoots the problem. These are only symbolic gestures to say that ultimately in this entire world of day-to-day functioning, whether it is an agricultural problem or whether it is an environment-related problem, whether it is any kind of a social problem or psychological problem, or even doctors' day-to-day activities, we have to have an approach of shooting the problem, not accepting as it is in situ and tolerating itself as if there is no solutions, and two, to see that we formulate and frame out some kind of a system by which we are able to have those three functions of surveillance, monitoring, information sharing, communication, and at the same time action-oriented strategies to see that we are able to go ahead. I don't want to go into this because this is too primary for a thing. I wanted to only mention here that any e-governance has to have these following components, which you are all aware of, but the last one is very important, and that is where the cruelty to our people is there, probably because of the fact that the cyber divide has kept these people at bay. They think it's too complicated, too complex, which it is not. In fact, it is only a question of looking at the problem in a very simplistic manner that has to be made the way of life, and the service component has to dominate. The entire other components, we need not discuss the technological and the political commitments because these are all backhand things. Now, these are the interactions which you have. There is nothing great in that. Very important is, these are the benefits which we have to have. These are definitely the key objectives, the critical parameters. And very important challenges which all of us, you are aware, is that we don't have the right key persons. Key persons doesn't mean always a qualified person alone. A key person having this proclivity, proactiveness, and a willingness to connect himself, and basically an integration and convergence. We all do the works in different directions. We don't converge. And that is the reason why this is not able to really meet the challenges of the population. I don't want to go into this also because you all know that the different firewalls, different blocks have created a lot of agitations. People don't share the information is not reaching the common man, and they are not able to participate properly. And these are all leading into jumbled up situations in which the irrelevance of this IT is being felt, that what if we are not able to reach the people in spite of the fact that we have invested money. So there we must be able to shoot the problem, in fact, in a big way. Now this, I'm just being a man from the environment portfolio as I am today. I would like to mention the last one and the middle one, that is the extension grid node, which has been adopted by the GPCB, and now it is adopted throughout the country, and this is the model for the country to see that the online applications under the different, we have got 19 environmental legislations in the country. And we have got more than 17,000 units, industries, and 23,000 hospitals, a total mass base of 42, more than 40,000. And we are able to have 85% efficiency, or more than 90 in some cases, in management of the biomedical waste, as well as in the management of the manufacturing, operations, establishment, and also pollution, both air, land, and water. And these are all statutory laws which, if they are broken, if they are violated, it can put a big establishment or a big unit of any big company, including a corporate, into shambles. The immediate effect would be closure. Production would be completely down, GDP will fall, the profit margins will also diminish. So these modules have been developed for these industries which have been covering this entire thing, inspection to laboratory to accounting. Now this government to business component is basically the online NOC, where normally when an industry applies, he has to, now we have catapulted everything into one format, that 26 PDF files he has to generate. And he puts it on online, and on the online basis of 26 PDF files, and online queries are raised, and replies on net are done, and group or individual SMS, if it is one group cluster group, if it is not a cluster individualistic industry, then those information are shared. And in the process of this entire implementation, the assessment orders, the NOCs, the alerts, if at all to be issued, and any transaction or any approval at any stage. There are 9 stages in any approval of any industry, beginning from the beginning A to Z. And all these are kept inside the online system, where a password is given and the industry is able to go completely. He need not have to move. There is no interfacing of human beings. He goes through the system, alerts are generated, and if there is any problem, he gives it on the net, and the nets are seen by 9 officers who have got the administrative passwords to find out at regional and the national and the state level where we have defaulted and where is the problem. The G2G services are basically, as of today, confined to the BMW, that is not that car, but the biomedical waste. And 183 local bodies, municipalities, and 27,000 hospitals and clinics are our clients. And they are all governed by this BMW, Biomedical Waste Act, which is again an act which is very punitive in nature. If any violations take place, it can lead to even arrests and criminal prosecutions. And these are all analysis and compilation of data has been done, is being done, so that the MIS reports about its activity, operation, processing, and the quantified results are also being made. And this is helping us in finding out answers to the assembly questions, to any kind of research study, or any kind of activism, or any kind of queries which are being raised. And this is reducing the stress levels also.